Play no games. Freaky. I can learn a lot from you. Gotta come teach me. You a little hot girl. You a little sweet too. Sweet like Pearland, sweet like peach. I can tell you crazy. She came. Seen it on the plan, trying to see that shit. I know I get her cause I like that one. She can lock it down, I can tell by how you. Seen how you did, homeboy, so please take it. Good to have me on your side, I ain't saying that you. Six guys talk, but I ain't. Hey. No. Seen how you did, homeboy, please take it easy on me. I don't wanna play no games, play no games. I don't wanna play no games, play no games.
Welcome to Love, Lies, and Lace Friends, where we do reactions, reviews, and commentary on the YouTube channels you love to watch. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notifications so you can be notified every time I go live. Hey members, hi Bougie Gang, Bougie Gang Gang official. How are you guys? Hold on, let me get rid of this. Okay. Hello, ladies. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, if there are any in here. Let me put my glasses on because I can't see. I hope these glasses are good. I hate dirty glasses. Hi guys, good morning. I need you out. Absolutely, Tarot Card Bay. You know we love you over here. Absolutely. Tarot Card is a friend to us. I'm telling you, I saw Tarot Card's video I don't know, months ago, and I just felt drawn to her immediately, like there was a kinship there. And the first time we talked on the phone, or talked in Instagram DM, the proverbial behind the scenes. Let's talk about that too. I don't understand why people are so uncomfortable by people making friends out here. If you guys are allowed to make friends in the comment section, why can't I make friends as a creator? Like it's just weird to me that I can't make a friend. And if I make a friend and I'm not sitting on a phone call on Instagram and letting you guys all into my business, that seems to be a problem. That's weird to me. And so guys, let's talk about a couple of things. This isn't going to be messy. At the end of the day, it is what it is and it's facts, okay? Let's talk about what happened this week. So there's a lot of stuff that happened. I did put the link. If any of you want to call in and ask a question, you don't have to show face. I would love if you guys would participate. It would be fun. All right. You know what? I hate to say it. I think Jasmine has been missing in action. We're going to cover some moms. Yesterday, I think we spent a lot of time going through Keisha's house. So I don't know that there's a whole lot to say there. And I'm going to be really honest, guys. She purchased a nice home. If she goes through there with some white paint and does the floors how she wants and gets rid of those Fugazi light fixtures, she's got a nice home already. Where the house is located, I don't know. Not my problem. Get CPI. Do what you want to do. How she purchased the home, if her boyfriend's on it or not, I don't really care. Not my problem. Hey, Miss SWV. I don't care. I'm glad that she is not at the bottom of the barrel. I'm glad that she's not laying on the side of the road evicted somewhere. It's nice to hear of a young Black lady who is 28 years old, who has 3 children and is not married, do something good for herself, like purchase a home. Now, if she's got that Negro on the deed, that's her business. That would have been a dummy move, a donkey move, but that's her business. And if Jeremy put his money up too, good. I would have suggested not doing anything like that till she married him, but that is again her business. But as far as being a young woman with 3 children and potentially could get pregnant at any moment, I think that was a very, very, very good idea. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't lose buying a house unless it's a money pit. Um, and that's once again her business. She has a lot to do. If you watch that video from yesterday, the one thing that got me like is the fact that she has so many jobs. Okay, so many jobs. Tarot card Bay, I'm gonna call in, not on video, but I'm getting my laptop. Okay, little sis. I love Tarot Card Bay. I feel like she's a little sister to me. I love her. I really do. We had like Virgo bond immediately. Okay. Um, so that's it about Keisha. I don't really have anything to say. I'm not gonna trash her for the house. If people don't like the house, that's their business. I don't have to like the house. It's my house. I know that people say stuff about my blue countertops. I didn't put them in. And with COVID and losing my job, I was out of work for about 14 months. Even though we were far from broke over here, I didn't want to put the money into getting countertops. And I really didn't know what I didn't want. And I just feel like when I'm ready to do some countertops, which is going to be this year, we just got a new roof, $17,000, and we just got a new roof. And yes, insurance did pay part for part of it, but we had to pay for some too. We had to put some zeros in the game on that, and it's wonderful. And then I do have an idea of some countertops that I want, and I want some butcher block in the middle. Are we doing a full kitchen reno? No, I'm doing countertops, and I might do a new sink. Now, as far as appliances, I think I talked to you guys about this when we first got the house. I my plan is this. I was going to buy all new appliances. We made a pretty penny on the other house. However, I decided and my husband decided that because all the appliances were still good, even though we didn't love them because they're just ugly black. And we would have done stainless. Um, that as stuff breaks down, I'm going to we'll replace. Dishwashers don't cost much. Like altogether, the things that cost the most are the refrigerator and the stove. I want a double oven stove, and I don't necessarily need gas. I would love gas, but I don't have. I'm not going to put a gas line in, even though I do have gas running through my house already. Ooh, ooh. Hi, oh wait. Hi, boo boo. How are you?
Hi, Bougie Gang. Hi, friend. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Yay! Yeah.
Good. How are y'all? Happy Sunday.
No, how are you doing? Do you like this vibe? This members only, bougie official vibe? Isn't it nice?
I do, and it came out of my account, so I pay to be here. Okay.
Girl, yes. You got to. I don't understand. There are 180 plus of us, and we have 35 here, but it's okay because I don't mind that it's grab and go. It's not going to disappear. It's going to be posted for members, and they can come watch it whenever they want. And then sometimes I do chop it up. If we have like a good segment that I think other people might want to see, I will get the master and then chop it into some individual. But if someone wants to see the whole thing in its entirety, yeah, they got to hit the button. So it's kind of it's a membership perk. So
Right. Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's like a
yeah,
little
oh,
secret girls club. I love it.
yes, yes, thank you so much. But yeah, I don't know. Did you watch the video yesterday? Keisha Anderson and her boyfriend bought a house, and there's
Yes.
nothing wrong with that. Um, Jeremy's just known on these streets. I mean, unfortunately, he's been classified as a bum. So as a dusty, so we don't know what kind of money he brought. We don't know if he bought paper bag money. We don't know if he bought what monies he bought to the thing, but we know that he bought 3 children with Keisha. And if she wants to put a house, if she wants to put her children in a house, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And however they worked it out, that's their business. I mean, that's kind of how I feel about it. I'm not going to tear her down for buying a house.
Right.
What do you think?
I mean, people do it all the time. I'm not a big fan of judging people's relationships or marriages, because not everybody's traditional. That's not something that I would do, but I'm also not in the position because I don't have children yet. So, if that's the life that she decides, and she wanted is this person, is the guy the father of her children, all of them? Because I'm not sure about that.
Yes, he's the father of
Okay.
all of her children, and he
Yeah, I
had a
mean,
side baby, August. So there is. I'll tell you. Let me give you a bit of backstory. Just a second. Pretty dope. You're fine, honey. In the Discord, we're talking about the Discord. So if you're in the Discord, follow the directions that Love Noel pinned above to integrate into your YouTube. If you don't see it, we'll revisit it behind the scenes. Okay, you can hit me on Instagram and I'll try and help you, or maybe you can connect with Love Noel on Instagram and maybe she can help you. So um, Love
Love
Noel,
Noel is always helping with
Love
technology.
Noel
Shout out to
is
Love Noel.
she is IT. She is our IT guru of the Bougie Gang. I appreciate you so much, hon. If you are available to help, if you are available to help, pretty dope. We would appreciate it. But yeah, Keisha has 3 kids. So she had the twins. In between the twins, he had a baby with a lady named Lily. Lily, and her channel name is called The Leeway. That's the drama with Keisha. Jeremy had a baby with a young lady named Lily. He was basically two timing. He had 2 relationships going simultaneously. Keisha had a narrative of her being on bed rest and allowing her man to handle his sexual business. Um, but not to get into deep with anyone. And
Ugh.
he was probably already seeing, it's safe to say that he was already seeing Ashley and continued, and she opened the door to kind of allow him to see Ashley, and he continued to see Ashley to the point where she had the twins. And then soon after she gave birth to the twins, Ashley was pregnant with who now is called August. And August is going to be 2 in March, and their youngest child, little Miss Jory, is going to be 2 in July. So July and August, what is that? 4 months difference between each other. So she got pregnant after Keisha had the twins. So the bed rest period was over, but he and her handling their business clearly was not. And then so he had a baby with the girl that he was also seeing. So there's been a lot of back and forth with the, oh, she's a side chick, she's not a side chick. And I think there's been a lot of resentment for people who followed Keisha since Spellman that felt like she's falling for the okey doke. So I think or just kind of like you're being stupid. Um, and then there's the Ashley supporters that are not haters of Keisha necessarily, but just kind of like stop calling her a side chick, kind of protective, big sis over her. So it's a lot of, it's like East Coast, West Coast. You know what I mean? It's like, what's your flavor? But it's been very interesting to watch because it's all playing out on YouTube and they're monetizing it, and we're not being nosy. We're watching and we're talking about it. But that's the controversy with Keisha. So I was kind of happy to introduce a new scenario into the narrative of this house because it gives us something else to talk about, because I'm tired of it's exhausting, because this is going to be a lifetime situation. Keisha's, she's having a hard time getting over it. Okay.
Right.
So
I mean, I can imagine that. I
yeah.
think, I like to kind of turn these situations into more general type of situations because I'm not as hip to these things as you all. But I just think when you allow for openness in your relationships, you have to understand the possibilities that come with that. Point
Yeah.
blank, period. Like, we have to be adults. If you allow someone who, if you allow your man to entertain other women, you have to know pregnancy is a possibility, because most of us are able to get pregnant. And I just think people need to be more realistic. I think we are very modern. Not everybody needs monogamy. Some people
Mhm.
believe in ethical monogamy, but then you have to also believe in the consequences of that.
Yeah.
However, of course, I'm sure in situations like that, you talk to your spouse, you sit your boundaries down. But if a man is able to get a woman pregnant, it's always a probability. If he doesn't have a vasectomy and her tubes aren't tied, pregnancy is always a probability. So I just think
Absolutely.
people need to be realistic. Okay, if you want an open relationship, then just take what that comes with it. And I mean, I'm
Right.
single, and I meet a lot of people who say they're in open relationships. That's not something that I think would work for me, but I think you have to be, honest and real about what the outcome of that could be. Your person can fall in love with the other person and leave you. Your other person can get somebody else pregnant, but those are also things that a person can do no matter what type of relationship you're in.
Me
But
personally, I don't understand open relationships from the standpoint of if I want to see other people. I guess if you're married, an open relationship means that you are dating with the consent of each other, I guess. But if you're single, I don't understand an open relationship. If you're single and you don't want to be only to one person, then can we just call each other dating? Like
right,
why do we need to have an open relationship? Can I just be free? And I'll see you on Friday, or you need to make sure you call me to get scheduled because at the end of the day, I might have friends I want to go out with. I might go out for a drink. I might be handling whatever other business that I feel like I want to do. Like, I don't understand single people who need to have some sort of an agreement with someone that you have a open relationship because if you're single and he wants to date other women and you want to date other men, it sounds like you just need to be dating. Like why do you have to be does there need to be a home base when there's really not a home base? Because that's I don't know. I don't it wouldn't work for me because I don't see the need for it. If I'm going to date and be free, I'm going to date and be free and you don't need to know my business. That just sounds like someone you're allowing to know a little more of your business than they need to. And I don't know. I just don't think I don't think a woman needs to tell all of her business and neither does a man if you're not in a serious monogamous relationship. If you guys are open, then just be open to know I'm doing me. Yeah, if you're having a doing me relationship, I don't see what the need is to have someone to feel like you're obligated to tell anything to.
yeah, I agree. If I'm
I think it's
single,
stupid.
you can best believe I'm doing me. um,
Okay. And you
um,
should be because
right,
that's
and
what
I
you
think
should do when you're
those
single.
right, those relationships where like I don't even understand. Okay, you're not married, but it's open. That just kind of sounds like you're somebody's safety net. You're somebody's safe
Okay.
place to fall. And to be honest, my ego cannot accept not
Girl,
being the one. Like
I got a
we'll
big
fight. We're gonna
ego.
fight about this every day. I'm gonna be resentful about it. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not going to accept the fact that I don't meet your needs. And even if it's a more of just a preference of that person, not really that I don't meet their needs. That's how I'm going to interpret it. So I need to find somebody who wants all of this,
Right.
not
Right. If I don't
not
get prime
share it.
time, I don't want nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
I need
If I'm
prime
not
time
LeBron
or
James, the
nothing.
star player, I don't want to play. Like, and
Mm-mm.
that's just what it is. If I'm not the
Right.
star player, I don't want to play.
I can't do it. So good segue into something, guys. Really quick, let me show you something else. I don't know if you guys follow Passion Jones, um, but
Yes.
she did a video this week. I haven't reacted to it because I've been trying to wrap my head around it. Her husband has now, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, I forgot I loaded the picture. Her husband has basically come out the closet as bisexual. Okay.
Is that a
Um,
shocker? I thought they had a polyamorous relationship with
so
another man.
so they're poly. He never admitted to being a sausage lover. So this is her husband, the burly guy, the one who's a little thicker and more chocolatier. Over to my right. And then the kind of sneakily looking one to the left. That is Mr. Come Through. That's the boyfriend. But
Oh.
husband is the guy who looks well fed. And Passion is here. And it was a known thing that her husband's dad was homosexual. And I think Passion's dad is homosexual. Not that makes a difference, but I think that they were raised in some very sexually fluid environments where this type of thing probably wasn't like out of, you know what I mean? Like it maybe it was okay, like, not that it's not okay, but maybe it just kind of flowed easier because they'd been raised in very open environments to different lifestyles. I
Right.
want to be respectful and not like ew about it, because this is life in 2022, guys. Like, your neighbors could be doing all, you see all those cars pull up on Saturday and there's
Right.
people in sexy clothing coming out. They could be having a whole gangbang up in there, okay? You don't know what's going on. Because
Right.
this
I
shit
mean,
is very,
I'm
very
gonna
common.
admit I like that lifestyle. Like when I have children,
Ooh,
I'm
okay.
going to have a very open, not the lifestyle of having
Okay.
multiple lovers, not that lifestyle, but the lifestyle of letting my children understand that they can be themselves no matter what that looks like, as long as
Okay.
you're being
Right.
respectful and
Okay.
healthy. Like I want the
You
type of
don't have to
dynamic.
hide.
Right. I want the type of dynamic that my kids would not have to hide. So, I mean, I
Mhm.
respect their openness. I love Passion. I think she is so incredibly beautiful. Did she have a negative reaction to it, or was she just cool with
Um,
it?
I think the fact that they are being, look, this is what I think. The fact that they are now trying to just be, they initially came out, and I think there was a question, people have to know. So I think the ambiguity as to whether her husband was into the socies or not, I think was a problem. Now people understand, yeah, he's bisexual clearly, and he's okay with he's that's him. I think now people are, I think it's settling in. When he basically answered the fact that he enjoyed backdoor pleasure, it kind of, I was just like, like,
Hmm.
okay, your business, hun, your business. And I guess if you have a husband who is bisexual and you want to, you know what I mean, and you don't mind, your husband doesn't mind seeing you take a trip to Pound Town. You don't mind seeing your, you know what I mean, like all of the parameters of a threesome with two
Right.
men. If everybody is comfortable with that scenario, y'all have it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't take two. I couldn't.
I,
And
I just feel like you never, like, honestly,
I know,
until
no,
you're in
tarot
somebody's
card,
bedroom, you never
girl.
know what people are
Look,
into. Like,
but well, and I agree, but I feel like even if it was the most amazing thing in the whole entire world, like the most decadent, like eating, I would say it. Let's just say this: if it's like eating a triple fudge sundae, I have diabetes. If I did that every day, it would kill me, right? Something is not for every day. Some things are for never, right? I'm That's why, and I'm gonna get a little, this is where you and I, like, my modern kind of falls off a little bit, because then I go a little bit more traditional. The marriage is a ministry, and I think it's a choice every day to be monogamous and be true to one person, right? So it's a ministry and a covenant. It's a choice. There's so much out here, and you can make different choices every single day. That's why dating is so important, and that's why your single life is so important, to make sure that you've done everything or you've seen what you don't want, and then you make a commitment to one person. Now, can marriages look different? Of course, but I also think that if you are committed to one person, you commit to each other, it's only going to be us in the bedroom, in the finances, in everything. Um, then that's what you do every single day. And it's a walk with God to make that happen, because there is so much out here to distract you. Now, if that's what they want to do, I'm not going to shun and poo poo them for doing it. It's just not my lifestyle. But but giving into the puss and horniness and whatever is not, like, it's not something that I would feed into for once, and it's not something I would feed into as a lifestyle. And I just see it as kind of, she wanted it, he wanted it, and it's really, I don't know if it's something that they've developed over a relationship want or a sexual want. And a sexual want is definitely something that you can control. That's just my opinion. Now, him being bisexual or wanting sex with a man, obviously, that he may have felt like that way his whole life. That's his business. And I'm not in a position to really debate that, because I don't have that knowledge. Um, I just think that there's a difference between a relationship pleasure and the sexual indulgence of what they are doing. So, but I'm not. I'm not poo-pooing them. It's not my lifestyle. I'm not into it. I wouldn't want to know what it's like to have 2 dicks in the bed because e even if it
Me
is
either.
amazing, I might be jeopardizing a relationship with a person that I really, really love. So I'm not prepared to do that. I'm ready to sacrifice. You know what I mean? It's like being on a diet. I'd
Right.
rather sacrifice losing 10 pounds than go eat Krispy Kreme because Krispy Kreme is good, but Krispy Kreme is not going to get me where I want to go. So that's my take on it. What's your take on it?
It's hard for me to it's so difficult in situations like this because I'm such a like do what you want, I don't give a f type of person. So
Mhm.
it's like I would like I hear about something like that. I'm like, "Oh, that didn't shock me." Once they said they brought another dude in, I kind of thought that that's what they were doing anyway. Like literally I didn't have a reaction and
I
I
was
don't
just
I
waiting
don't
for him to just say like I like the dick, but
I
I
mean, yeah, I mean, I see that's the only way that could work. That's not considered a train.
might have
You
been
know what
like
I
a
mean?
pimp. Yeah, like a pimp. Like not a
Like
pimp, but you know what I mean? Like he
it
just
would
gets
have to
into
be
watching
like
his wife get
everybody would
fucked.
have to be involved to make it
Mhm.
polyamorous in my brain. This is how I see it,
Okay.
but
To
this
your
ain't my
point,
life
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But I feel no ways. I'm like I do agree. For me personally, if I feel like one person cannot satisfy me sexually, intellectually, and emotionally, then I need to be single. That's how I feel. Like I honestly feel that way. I believe they've been together for a long time. I'm not really sure. I know I used to watch
They
Passion
have.
Jones a long time ago before she was even married and had a baby. So I know he's been in her
She's been
life
on
for a long time.
YouTube since she was 19. She's been on YouTube 11, 12 years now. And she
Yeah.
started her YouTube channel after she broke up with another guy who kind of looked like any of you old school hip hop people, like Special Ed. He was like a cocoa skin color dude with some coal black curly hair, kind of like her husband in a way.
Uh-huh.
But then she got with her husband, aka her boyfriend, and they've been married almost 10 years now. They've got 2 boys, so she
Right.
literally has grown up. She went from a young woman, a girl, to a full-blown woman, on this YouTube. So, yeah, she's
Yeah.
been around for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, I really love and adore her. I really like her energy and her confidence. I just feel like it's not for me to say because it's working for them. They've had a marriage that has lasted for 10 years and it's working for them. Like,
Mhm.
not everyone who considers themselves a believer in faith thinks about the sexual aspect that plays in religion. I just feel like people really create the type of relationships and dynamics that they want, and until you really are in the bed with that person, you don't know what people are up to. So I could sit right here and say, yeah, no, that's terrible and I would hate this and XYZ, and I could be doing the same thing as her tonight, so
Right.
it's kind of weird for me
Well,
to
and
talk
it's not
about, but
a you're going to hell thing for me. It's just the ministry of marriage. And part of the ministry and commitment is being focused on your spouse. You know what I mean? It's not to say that I
right.
can't see that there's a good looking man out here, but because I'm committed to my marriage and to my husband, it really doesn't phase me because there are lots of beautiful people. I mean, has done His work. Period. So there, everyone is
Right.
has beauty, and but it's also in me to control myself and not give into any kind of putty cat desires because yeah, it's for him and he is
Mhm.
for me. Now that's where a lot
That
of the
might
heat
not be
is.
the dynamic that their marriage is based on,
And
though,
that's
because
okay. That's
they could just
okay.
think about it like we're married and I filled out a certificate within a courthouse also, but
Right.
we're gonna build what we want our relationship to look like.
Yeah.
So I agree that in theory that's not what marriage was meant for, but people do whatever they
Right. It's
want.
2022. That's what I'm saying. It's not my lifestyle. So I
I
have
respect
grown
her openness because there's plenty of people
exactly.
who are allowing their husbands to see other women and have multiple relationships, and there are plenty of women who husbands are on the down low and they're pretending that they're not. You know what I mean? So I respect their openness. That's really all I feel about it. I respect the openness. It's not for me. If I was dating someone and he was like, I've always had an attraction to men. Do you want to, can I bring a man into the bedroom? I would say no, because that's not the pretense in which I met you and married you. I don't want a man who wants other men, and I don't want a man who wants to bring other women into our relationship or marriage. That wouldn't work for me personally, but I see so many relationships and marriages fail. It's hard for me to really talk dirty on something that's been working for 10 years if it's healthy and it works for them. I just don't think it's
Mhm.
for everybody for sure.
Right. Right. So yeah, different situation, and she's monetizing it now. They have a YouTube channel where they do snippets of their OnlyFans, and they have a OnlyFan Instagram. They have an OnlyFan, and then they also do little snippets on IG. And I've showed you guys. I think I showed it to you guys last month. I might do a reaction on the video. I mean, it is a alternative lifestyle, and I know people could get into kind of like the nitty-gritty of it, that he's bisexual and she's taking 2 dicks in the bedroom and all this kind of stuff. Like, at the end of the day, bitch, that's if that's what you like, that's what you like. It's just not, it's not for me. And it's not even just for me because I don't want to tempt the whatever. I just, to me, I just mentally, for me, that doesn't strike any bells for me, having 2 penises in my bed. I just wouldn't be interested in that.
It
Um
always shocks me that women can find so many men that they actually like. Maybe I'm just really picky, but the idea that someone can even like 2 men enough to have them in the bedroom with you at the same time, I'm clearly around the wrong type of men, because there's a lot
Girl.
of ego and there's a lot with these men. So the fact that you can find 2 that you like and respect you, and I can't even find one most of the time that I like enough. So
Okay.
that's a little bit too much for
Let me
me.
ask you this. What do you think about, so to your point, welcome to everyone coming in, and welcome to the replay. Go ahead, make sure you hit the like button. What do you think about owning, so the fact that she owns it, and we all saw her on Love and Hip Hop, her teeth were jacked up, like you said, that the nose, all of that. People clowned her. Um all those stupid DJs that she was dealing with on Love and Hip Hop,
Hmm.
now are eating their words. She's buying Rolls Royces for gifts, and giving up millions of dollars, cash transfers to her husband. All of the things, right? What do you think about how people will say, well, if you really own it, then you wouldn't change it? I mean, just because I own it doesn't mean I don't, like, have to love it. I mean, maybe I just come from a long line of fucked up teeth ass people, and now I've got the money and I can go get my veneers. That doesn't mean that I'm not keeping it real. What do you think about questioning if people are keeping it real because now they're getting some tetas, or they want a booty, or they need to fix their grill? What do you think about that? Does that make them phony baloney?
Hell no. I think with money comes power. And if you have the power to change something that you want to change, amen to
Mhm.
you. I used to be 365 pounds, and
Okay, yes.
that money that I had allowed me to not be 365
Okay,
pounds. Like,
thank you.
and if I had Cardi B's money, I can't promise you what I would be doing. I know that I would
Right.
make some adjustments
Girl,
for
we be
sure,
me and
because
you would
I
be in
can.
Ibiza somewhere, okay, for a
Oh, y'all,
weekend
y'all
having
would
some
hate me. I'm
fun.
making everybody upset every day because you're supposed
Okay.
to live your life in the moment. Like, you make your
Yes.
life in the moment the best. So in that
Yes.
moment when she was a stripper, she was probably enjoying her life as much as she could then. She's
Look,
rich. She can change the things she wants to change. She can change what she wants
okay.
to change. There's nothing wrong with that. People change all day.
There
Not in my
is
opinion, because I'm
People
definitely
don't
gonna
just
get
become a
some
sex
things taken
worker.
care of.
People don't just become a sex worker overnight. Now, some people do, because they're, let's just, the X factor of sex trafficking and the illegalities of people who are doing things against their will. Let's just take that out the equation.
Yeah,
However,
not those
the
people.
average
We're talking
person
about
who
people,
falls,
regular people.
yeah, we're talking about it as a chosen profession. If someone chooses stripping, call girling, prostitution, all of those things, there is something in them that may not be in you, that they've decided that they're going to monetize that portion of their life. Okay. You might not
Right.
do it. That's one of the main arguments by sex workers, is that you do it for free. I do it for gain. Okay. Or you might do it for gain. Maybe you're just not exchanging cash. Maybe you're just unaware. So that's a lot of the argument, but it's, you can look at it the same way people do if you're vlogging your house. you are monetizing your life. Some people are monetizing their putty cat. Some people are monetizing the fact that they can do all kinds of cartwheels and flips in stilettos, all of those things, or they got good tits and they don't mind showing them. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't have problems with people who do sex work. That's their business as long as it is on their free will and they are not being coerced and are not
Right.
prisoners of some um creepy people, and this is something that they are doing that is empowering them and supporting their lifestyle. That's their business. I maybe some of you might be surprised that's how I feel about it, but as long as there is nothing illegal or unethical going on and this is your choice and this is how you want to make money, I don't have any judgments on it, honestly.
I
It's an industry where women can make a lot of money, so why not?
Prostitution is one of the oldest professions in this world. So ask yourself why that is. And then you would understand why Cardi B was making money and plenty of girls make money. Like that's not
Mhm.
something that will go away. You know, that's just not something that's
Mhm.
gonna go away.
Yeah.
So I feel no ways about it as long as the fact that it's their decision and no one's taking advantage of them. Like it's in their
Yeah.
control.
And again, it's not for me. And just to put that out there, it's not for me, but I don't have a problem with someone having something that they find valuable. We saw this on the YouTube
Yes.
streets. Zolo Bands was dealing with Olivia. He walked out of her apartment the first time, and there were hundreds, almost thousands of people ready. Well, really thousands at the end of the day when you look at all of the views across the board. There were thousands of viewers waiting to hear what he had to say about his experience. It was almost like any of you guys who've seen the Truman Show when Truman was in the bubble and the people who were outside the bubble and the people who would give the commentary or just the people who were observing and knew that Truman was in a fake world and everybody around him, like people wanted to know what was going on. And he monetized it. He monetized it the minute he left the first time and continued to monetize it up until, yeah, he was on Niecy's last night. So people realize when they have something of value and they can turn it into something. Make no mistake, I'm not saying he was over there on Niecy's not being phony baloney, but at the end of the day, he's got a whole channel. I saw him I was a moderator last night, and I'm a moderator on her channel, but I was in the chat last night, and I think I saw him at least 3 or 4 times asking him. I don't know if if she ever eventually played it because I ended up falling asleep, but he asked her 3 times in the chat to play his music. So not that that's a diss or a slight or anything, but understand monetize life. Okay. Now, does everybody
Mhm.
do that? No, because I certainly wasn't dropping my videos and saying, guys, come on over after this is over. I just think there's something called tact and there's
Yeah.
things called being tacky. And I thought that that was tacky to do that. But shit, if you know what I mean? Like if homie wants to be tacky, I'm not his mother and I'm not nothing. So I don't deal with that guy. But anyway,
I don't think there's anything to brag about as far as giving your body to anyone and not getting anything for it. That is not
okay,
how I was raised. You should not be bragging that you can be out here being intimate with anybody, especially if you're a woman being intimate with men and then you come home with nothing. Like that does you don't
girl.
get kudos for that. Like I
I
wasn't
mean,
raised like that. My mom told me that what a wet hoo-ha and a dry purse doesn't match. So if you're gonna be
okay.
out here, if you're gonna be out here
Mama
toting that
Tarot Card
thing,
Bay.
it needs to
Mama
be with
Bay.
somebody who can take care of you. Why would you want to
Yes.
be with somebody who will do nothing for you? That's not even attractive to me.
Well,
Like,
at least
so we're
respect
not
you.
saying, put yourself out there, put a price tag on you, but you are valuable. So if someone is with
Yes.
you and they're treating you as such, that's a good thing. Not that you can go take that thing to home to Jerome and then he knocks that thing out and then you got to buy your own Plan B pill. That's not cute.
Who?
Like
Jasmine.
no, no.
Jasmine. Let me ask you this. So yes, the price should be respect. If a man respects you, the other things will come. If he respects you, he's not going to talk about you. If he respects you, he's not going to dog you. If he respects you, he's going to take you to
Right,
dinner. If he respects you, he's going to make sure your phone is working so he can get in touch with you. If he respects you,
right.
he might throw you a couple of dollars and say, "You know what? I love that outfit. Go get you another one." If he respects you and he knows that your time is money, he might just say, "You know what? Here you go."
Or even
I don't
even
know.
if
It just
he don't,
depends on what
even
the
if he does,
relationship is.
right? Even if he doesn't do any of those things, can you go to him when you're in a bind? Like when I was in Mexico, one of my credit cards got a fraud lock on it. So that meant that I did not have access to my money because I usually only travel with credit cards, not my bank cards, because I get points, trying to scoop my
Right.
little points up. So I was
Bougie
able to
gang
con-
things.
I
Bougie
was
gang
able to
things.
contact the person that I was talking to at that time and say, hey, this is what happened. Can you help me? And it wasn't a question, and it never should be. So even if you don't want him to buy you bags and spoil you or pay your rent, what happens when you just need help? What happens if you have a flat tire or you got a mouse in your house? Like, can you
Okay.
call on him for anything?
Other
And if
than
I
some
can't
dick.
call on you for anything, and if I call on you and you don't answer, but you want to be with me, you want a part of my energy and my body, I can't rock with you because
Yeah.
it's the same in reverse. If a man comes to me in a way that's not monetary, because I'm not really a fan of giving men money, but in a way that I could help him, I would help him because
Right.
that's what you should do.
Right. Absolutely. If
Yeah,
you're, yeah,
that's
I mean,
unsettling.
I don't give up a whole bunch of, I would never give up a whole bunch of cash, but if like you might have to write me a check that I can deposit on a certain day, or something like you're gonna pay
Right,
me back. As a whole man, I shouldn't be giving you money. If I need to
right.
help you bridge something, this was back in the day, maybe, but you're gonna need to pay me back. But yeah, so yeah, but I think with that comes respect. If a guy doesn't respect you, he's not going to take your call. And certainly if he hears a 911 and he doesn't care about you, he doesn't have any respect for you, he is not going to help you. He's not getting out of his bed. He is not
Mm.
sending triple A. He is not coming with the homies to help you move. He is only there to sling that meat and put his pants on and take off. He's not rubbing your butt at night. He's going to come and go. Okay. He's coming and going. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, period. All right. If you didn't know that, now you know.
I
Um,
can't really let that go. Like if I'm dating a guy and it's something I need, I'm so stubborn and independent. So if it
mhm.
comes down to me really needing something, I really need it. And if I tell you I need it and you're not there, I'll just never talk to you again. It's no arguments.
Bye.
You're
Yeah.
out of here. If I'm a grown woman, I'm 34. Yes, bye. I'm 34. If I'm dating you, you're a grown man, and if I have to hit up Father Tarot Card Bay when you're in my life, you are no longer in my life. I should not have to
Girl.
contact my father if I'm dating
Girl.
a grown man.
That's the worst conversation when your daddy got to set you straight and he knows you done had somebody over there that like you might not tell daddy that you had someone over, but he knows. He knows what's going on.
Yeah,
He knows he's got a beautiful young lady as a daughter and homie is over here wasting your time. Yeah, I better not see that Negro when I pull up. If I got
right.
to leave my lady to come take care of you and you just had a whole grown man over there, yeah, I better not see that nigga again. And
Yeah,
that's on her. I don't want to see
that's
him.
embarrassing. That's
That's
embarrassing.
embarrassing. That's embarrassing. That's
And
not
I
gonna
don't like
happen.
being embarrassed. That's one of the things
No,
I really don't
no,
like.
no. Daddy Bay is not taking that. Okay.
No,
Awesome.
no.
Tarot card Bay, I love having you on over here. Thank you so much. Let me ask you this. Let's see. Have you been keeping up a little bit with what's going on? Olivia, unfortunately, one of the mommies, we're gonna put it on an upswing. One of the mommies who's had full custody of her children have gone to now live with their daddy. There's a whole set of circumstances. Let me just ask you this. I think initially when I found you and your cancer readings were talking to me about this lady. That's what kind of resonated with me. I was like, this sounds like damn Olivia and what she's got going. The player, you made a player fall in love. That reading back in the summer. And the kids have now gone to be with the Scorpio. She was with the Aquarius. The Aquarius basically teed everything up for her to kind of just fall flat on her face
Oh,
and
goodness.
it's yeah, just kind of like you predicted. The Aquarius was trouble, and that trouble spilled over to her Scorpio husband, and now she is finally divorced, and he has the children. Um, what do you think about people not heeding the warning signals, the traffic signs? all of the everything. Do you think that sometimes is it just in our destiny? And I feel like I'm answering my question, but do you think like sometimes it's just in some people's destiny that they just have to play this whole thing out? They just can't heed the warnings. They are a risk taker or just stupid. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think people are different. I always kind of think about it like, let's say you're going to the grocery store, right? And you don't know how to get there. So you take this roundabout way. Your GPS takes you 5 minutes off course, but you still get to the grocery store. You're just 5 minutes later than you normally would. I kind of
Hmm.
feel like that's life. Like you're always going to make your destination, but if you go off course, you just are kind of making it a longer trip, basically.
Right.
Like, I
Well,
do
can I
think we all
expand on
get
your point?
sure.
Because you got there, because you took the roundabout. Guess what? When you got there, the beef was gone.
Yeah,
The chicken was sold out, and
right.
they had just a couple of items, and they're getting ready to close in 2 minutes.
Right. The store might be closed. Like I'm pescatarian, so I got this special diet. I might not have the shrimp that I like, because I took my time. I wanted to take my path. Now I might have learned a lot of things on that journey that took a lot longer, but I dealt with my karma by not listening. And I mean, as Tarot Card Bay, I've done that to my own self. I was dating somebody recently. I would literally go places and get signs to not date him anymore. And I literally was like, no, but I'm still gonna do it. I even talked to my friends about it. Was like, yeah, I got this sign, but I'm gonna still do it because I don't know why that was, but let me tell you, I got the karma that came with that. All the crying, all the pain, all the disappointments that were unnecessary. I got all of that, and that's just real talk. So we do it because we're selfish and it's our ego. It's our ego that wants to win. It's our ego that wants to do, have full control. And you will be taxed for that as I am, so that's real life.
Absolutely.
You
And
don't
I
have to
mean,
go through the struggle though. Like life doesn't
you
have
don't
to be
you don't
struggle.
have
Love
to
does
go
not have
through
to
the
be struggle.
struggle.
You do not
You
have
don't
to
have to,
choose
guys.
struggle.
You don't have to go through it.
Not at
You
all.
you can go to it and you can go around it, but if you choose to go through it, understand you could be delaying your destiny or you could be changing your destiny because
Or you could just be breaking your own heart. Like
you
I
can
could,
just be breaking your
like
own heart.
you could just break your own heart. You might finally meet that person, but you put yourself through so much unnecessary things that it's just going to be so much harder when you finally get the person that God has meant for you. And you've
Mhm.
done that to yourself, like
Right.
we've done that to ourselves. And
Yes.
it's hard. Like you're not making things easier by going to the path that's jacked up. We all know who we're with, friends or relationships. We know who the people are in
Mhm.
our life. And if you hold on to something you really know is not for you, you're going to be taxed by the universe. And it's called
Absolutely.
karma, you
Right.
know?
It's called karma, divine reciprocity, is what we
Right.
call it. If you are a Christian, you will hear things called divine reciprocity that basically God is going to, not so much punish you, but it's going to come through the divine reciprocity to me means and sounds like to me that the universe is going to give you just what you need and just what you ask for. You're going to be reciprocated from the divine. So divine reciprocity to me means it's coming through the universe. It's coming from the divine. It is coming
Right.
from God. He's not,
Right. The universe
they
makes no
oh yeah.
mistakes. And some
Mm-mm.
of us are more stubborn than others. And, as a single woman, I would think back and be like, I would see other people, to be honest, get married and be like, dang, like that's happening to this person. It's not happening to me. And then when I'm thinking about these person, we have to be real honest about what that person is doing that I'm not doing. You know what I mean? Like maybe that person did remain a virgin until she met that man. So essentially, that would mean she's going to have less heartbreak. Not saying
Mhm.
she won't be hurt emotionally, but if she never gave herself to somebody who was not her husband, essentially, she's going to have less heartbreak, less karma, less baggage.
Right,
So
right,
it's really just the path. Like it's the path. That's not saying either one is wrong, but one comes with a little bit more turbulence than the other sometimes.
right, right. And every man, to your point there with a virgin, every man can't tolerate a virgin. And I'm not going to say for bad reasons. It's more so this person will be attached to you and imprinted on you.
Right.
The longer the woman stays a virgin, like that's a whole nother conversation. And it's a beautiful thing if that's what you can do
Yes.
and that's what you guys can do together. Everybody's got their own walk in life. But at the end of the day, it's a very big responsibility. There's a lot of men out here that have a fetish for virgins and they come, they wreak havoc in their lives and take off. If you are a virgin today or you are a celibate woman who has been holding yourself, be careful because there's guys out here that just want to get into some very tight putty cat and it's more of a fetish to them. They mean you no good and they're not you already know they're not sticking around because the walk and the talk don't match up. So just be careful. If you are saving yourself, if you are just kind of like, I'm doing me right now, I'm working on me, just understand that men do think sexually first. And it's not always it's what they have to work for that sometimes makes them want to have more of a relationship with you, even if it's just to work to get the putty cat. So if you have any feeling that someone is just trying to work to get your cat, be careful because that's you don't ever get. I mean, I mean, like just wait. But if you want to
Right.
have some fun, handle your business. I'm not here to squash dreams and ruin parties and stuff like that. But just understand you're doing what you're doing for a reason, and just always make sure that the focus and the what you're getting ready to do is lining up, which with why you preserved yourself for a reason. If you know what I mean. If you're horny,
Right.
go for a run, take a bath, call a
Use a
friend,
vibrator.
get walked off the shelf. Exactly, because there's a discipline. I think we've talked a lot this week about discipline, and sometimes discipline can really make you very proud of yourself. Now, it can also give you pride. Pride is not something
Mhm.
that you want, but there's nothing wrong with being proud of an accomplishment in terms of changing your life and doing something different. Pride and being proud are two different things, right?
I just think
um
no matter when you're intimate with someone. Now, I think being a virgin is beautiful. Like
yeah.
honestly, growing up,
Mhm.
I wanted to be a virgin. I wanted to be married really young, like that. Even though I am very liberal, I still wanted that for myself. It didn't play out like that.
Right.
But I I just think you know it is an energy exchange when you deal with somebody. And you really, I think no matter if you're dealing with someone casually or on a serious level, that person should deserve you. Like, it's not like even your friends with benefits, he should not be a bum. He should be someone that deserves you. And they're out here. You don't have to have
Absolutely.
a Jerome that don't got no car or whatever. He don't have to be your friends with
A
benefits.
dusty.
Like
No
any
dusties.
man who's in your life should be deserving of you. So when you do have intimacy with them, you kind of don't have to worry about that at the very least. You don't have to worry about if he gets you pregnant, what you're going to do. Like these are people who, and I don't mean just money, I mean mindset too. So whoever you're engaging with, no matter if that's intimacy, friendship, they should be people who deserve you. That's
Absolutely.
it. If you keep male friends who are deserving of you, the day that you get drunk and you drink in the Casamigos and you decide to give him some, you're not going to regret it because you already know he's a quality person before he got the box.
Right, absolutely. And you
Like
may have just lit the match to something that actually,
right.
to
Because you
something
know
very
each other.
special.
You took time to
Right.
get to know him, to know who he was. He knows you. The more time you have with a man, the more they do care for you. Men are different when it comes to how they connect emotionally. So that's not for me. I'm not going to tell people not to have sex. I'm saying build connections that mean something. So then
Right.
when you're having sex, maybe it won't be so rocky. Maybe it won't be so
Mhm.
ghetto. Maybe it won't be so
Absolutely.
awful because you know the person and you know that they're deserving of at the very least your time. And a lot
Absolutely.
of times these men are not. Like I would love to live in the world where I meet guys who are deserving of my time, but no, I haven't. No, no. And it's a hard path to take to say I'm wanting someone who's deserving of my time. That can mean months of being alone. It can mean years of being alone. It can. But you're going to have less
It's
baggage.
kind of that aspect to me is very sad. And sad is in
Right.
more like pathetic. that you were with a guy from his early 20s. You watched him get his CDL. You watched him go from like $10 an hour to probably 30 something dollars an hour. You've watched him increase in his skill set, his net worth, his value out here on these streets. He's watched you increase in value, but you're still kind of operating sus. But to me, I think there's probably a lot more hurt in her seeing the way that he is now living a life that she may be a little jealous of. Have you ever had that experience? Have you seen a guy that was a bum and you kind of poo-pooed him, but then he got his shit together and you're like, damn, I missed the boat on that? Or what are your thoughts on that? If you've not experienced that, what's your
Um,
thoughts in um someone losing out on the come up? Like you were there, but you didn't see it, and or they didn't see it and they broke camp before homie, like how they say women blossom. Like he broke
right,
out before you blossomed, or she broke out. It's kind of the shoe on the other foot. Sometimes people say it's always the woman who blossoms, but
right.
she is losing out on his growth. Um,
Um, Personally, I've never been in a situation where I look back on an ex and felt like I missed out. I
mhm.
guess I've
Or the
always
one
felt
that
like
got away kind of thing.
no, I feel like I'm the one that got away. And
Okay.
I'm not saying that to be cocky. I really,
No,
when I
because
look
it's
back,
yeah,
yeah, when
absolutely.
I look back at those situations based on what they're doing, based on where they're at mentally, like have
Mhm,
they actually changed? For some of them, are you actually capable of being faithful? Are you being faithful to people now? Because if you're
mhm.
not, I definitely didn't miss out on anything. If you
Right.
haven't traveled the world, if you haven't grown your wealth to a certain degree, like if I
Mhm.
dated you when I was making $14 an hour and now I make over, if I make 70,000 dollars a year, what has your growth looked like? How
Right.
has that changed? How have you increased? I can say for me, none of my exes or situationships are any place that I am jealous to be. I felt the jealousy from like an ego space, like that's mine, like, and I
Mhm.
want this
Or that was
person,
mine,
or
something. Mhm.
yeah, I want this person for like the lustful reasons, but in reality, he's still not capable of giving me what I need,
Right.
so it's not for me. No, I
Yeah.
haven't. I have not. I mean, I do think they probably look at me and say, like, because people doubt you. And
Absolutely.
I'm a big manifester. Even now, I tell myself almost every day that I'm gonna be rich. Every day there is a point in my day that I say, "Oh, I'm gonna be rich. Oh, I'm gonna be rich." Like it's nothing. I even talk to my friends like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be driving our G wagons around. It's fine." Like
I
because
know, right?
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But there are people around you, no matter if it's in an intimate setting or friendship settings, who they don't believe you. They
They don't have
don't.
to because they don't have the vision.
Right, they don't
They don't have
believe you.
to.
So when you're with some of these men and you're in, let's say you're young and you're in college and you're talking about what you want to do, or if it's just like I want a YouTube channel, some people don't listen. Some of my supposed friends would not even care when my channel was monetized. And we know how that's a big deal, like, because a lot of people have channels for years and can never do it. People didn't
No.
care. People in my own family did not really even take my channel serious until you interviewed me. And I was like, hey, Fran is going to interview me. Check it out. And then my own
Aw.
father, I love him to death,
Mhm.
but my own father was like, I didn't know you recorded that many views. If I say I'm doing it, I'm doing it. So in those
So awesome.
relationships, intimacy, there are sometimes dudes who's like, she taught this, but she ain't gonna do it. Like, oh,
Right.
she
You
thinks
talk
she's
about
gonna
it,
do
but are
X,
you gonna
Y,
be
Z.
about it?
Right. And then in the
Yeah.
black community, it's
Hey,
so
boy.
easy when you're young and it's like they just think you're gonna be like everybody else. They just think you're gonna go get pregnant and get stuck. They just think
Mhm.
you're gonna
Yeah.
stay working for the city of Virginia Beach forever. Like some people don't really
Mhm.
think you can do more. So I definitely for my situations know they're looking like, oh damn. Like when she says she's traveling, oh no, she's traveling. When she says
Right.
she wants to be promoted, oh she's being promoted. When
She's
she
getting
says she
promoted.
wants to when she says she wants Suge the Frenchie, oh no, French Suge's about to be here. Like that's what you're missing out on. Eh, you know, and
No,
I think that's a
absolutely.
blessing. And that's his blessing. Like I really don't know that situation, so I'm not gonna, but if it was her doing wrong and now he's up, that
Yeah.
is his
Yeah.
blessing. That is his
Yeah,
blessing, just like
absolutely.
it's every good person's blessing to win in the face of the people who did you dirty. That is the
Okay.
blessing. That is
Thank you.
karma. That's karma.
Yeah. And I think to the story of growth and one person missing out on it, I think like I said, my husband and I think we spent a lot of time growing apart, growing individually, um to be able to get to where we are, to be able to handle, like, if I was a really insecure bitch, like, a lot of the scrutiny that I've gotten as it relates to my husband, I think some people would really be like devastated by some of it. Like, some people don't understand how I'm just kind of like, girl, stop it. Because we are not insecure people, and like, the people who think they know my relationship, they have no clue. And it's just weird, but I had to grow into this. I wasn't always this woman that's talking to you right now. Like, she was in here, but the keys had to be unlocked and the experiences needed to be had for me to step into this woman that is sitting here talking to you right now. Um and when Thanks for joining us for this replay of the Sunday Member Only Live, available exclusively in the Member Only playlist. If you would like to watch this live in its entirety, go ahead, click the join button, and you too will have access to the full version of this video. Guys, if you want to see all things Love Lies and Lace Fronts, Bougie Gang, please head on over to lovelieslacefronts.com for any and all merch. Thanks again for tuning in today, and I certainly appreciate it. I hope that you hit the like button. If you are not subscribed here and you want to be part of the chats and be aware of when I go live, go ahead and hit the subscribe. Go ahead and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I go live or whenever I premiere another video. Thanks again for tuning in today, and have an awesome day. Bye. Down on my drills, it is old news. Let's go, let's go. Yeah. Yeah. So over did my nights, so over did my yeah. So over did my nights, so over did my nights. Yeah.